What is up everybody, welcome back to a brand new video. This is Gaming God, or you guys can call me Aiden for short, and today I'm going to be giving you guys the best search and destroy tips to hopefully help you win every single game. So if you do enjoy this video and you find the tips helpful, make sure to go ahead and drop an early like on the video. Let's try and reach 50 likes, we can definitely do it. And if you're new to my channel, make sure to subscribe because I have an absolute ton of Black Ops 3 content for you guys that you really don't want to miss out on, and I would really appreciate it if you went ahead and did that. So the gameplay you're watching is obviously Search and Destroy. These are a few games where I ended up doing pretty well, getting kills, plants, diffusers, all using the M8. So I really hope you guys enjoy watching that in the background, but now I'm going to get onto the tips. Keeping in mind, I'm going to be going through a best class setup towards the end of the video, which is one of the most important things for you to do well. So the very first and easiest tip I have is to try and play in a party or just with some friends. It's the same with any game mode, but if you're playing with people who have a microphone and are able to talk, it makes things 100 times easier, so you know where your teammates are, what they're doing, and you can just help each other out during the game. Because when you're playing with random people, chances are you don't work as a team and everyone just sort of goes their separate ways, which makes things harder to win, so definitely try to party up when you can. Next up, I want to talk about the defense rounds, which is the round where your team doesn't have control of the bomb and you're defending the bomb sites. Now this round is known as the easier round of the two. It can vary from map to map, but overall the defense rounds are the ones you want to be winning. And the reason for this is because you're forcing the enemy to make the first move. They're the ones with the bomb who have something to do, so you can just sort of sit back, and that's really what you want to be doing. You don't want to rush your defenses, just make sure that you're in a position where you're either looking over a bomb site, because not letting the enemy plant is key, or make sure you're watching a high traffic area or a flank route, because people on offense often like to flank, which I will get into in just a little bit. So make sure someone on your team is always keeping an eye out for that. It's one of the most important roles, so if you do find yourself a bit lost on defense, just post up on a flank route like a wall running area for example, and you'll be doing a big service to your team, because the last thing you want is someone running around in your base causing havoc. You always want the enemy team in front of you, so try and make yourself useful in every situation. So now let's talk about the offense rounds, and you also need to be winning a few of these if you want to win the overall game, because if you just take care of your defenses then win a few offenses, the game will be yours every single time. Now the first tip I've got is to plant the bomb as soon as possible, but when you're doing this, make sure you have a teammate with you if you do try and rush plant, so you can just trade the kills if you do end up dying. But if you do plant the bomb, the chances of your team winning the round goes up a ton, because not only does the enemy team have to kill your entire team, but they also have to defuse the bomb, so basically you're forcing them to hurry up because they know time's counting down, and this can lead to them making mistakes. And planting the bomb also draws the enemies into the area, which means your team can just pretty much just post up around the bomb site and wait for the enemy, because if they want to win the round, they're gonna have to walk by sooner or later and you can easily get the kill, so planting the bomb as soon as possible is very important. Also, when you're choosing what bomb site to plant at, a lot of the maps usually have sites that are preferred, so it could be say closer to your base, or maybe it's in a more safe room, so if this is the case, try and plant there as much as possible. But you have to make sure not to get predictable, because people in search usually catch on if you're always going to say the A bomb site or the B bomb site, so you have to make sure to switch it up. And when you do plant the bomb, little things can make a huge difference, and I'm talking about planting the bomb on an angle so you can easily see it, just so the enemy can't defuse without you knowing, because that does happen quite a bit, so having the right angle on the bomb site is important. So that's it for the offense and defense rounds. Now I just want to talk about some general tips, and the first one is to try and minimize boosting and wall running. Obviously if the situation is right, do it, but it can completely screw up your aim and it will get you killed in a lot of situations. As we all know, the boost jumping in Black Ops 3 isn't really for gunfights, so the less you do it, the easier things will be. You're always going to have more control if you're on the ground. Next up, always try to aim around corners. Search is one of the slowest game modes there is, and that means a lot of people will be sitting in corners just waiting for you to run past, so the more corners you aim around the better. Every time you enter a room, I would say to be aiming down your sight, never just run into a room randomly, because you're pretty much a sitting duck at that point. And my last general tip before we get into the best class setup is to never challenge anything stupid. So if your character is one shot and you're extremely red, don't go challenging gunfights, because it's only going to result in you dying and you only get one life per round, so you need to make it count, so just be smart about your decision making. So now onto the best class setup in my opinion for search and destroy. So for the primary, I've gone for the M8. It doesn't really matter what gun you choose, it's all about what you're comfortable with. But for my attachments, I've gone for the foregrip, always essential if you want to hit your shots. The red dot sight, again, it depends on what gun you're using, but I personally like the red dots in this game and it does go well with the M8. And lastly, I have on stock so I can stray faster and hopefully win more gunfights. For perk 1, I've chosen 6th Sense so you can see enemies that are near you, and Ghost because in pubs a lot of people run UAVs and you're a dead man if you don't have on Ghost, so that's very important. For tier 2, I've chosen Hardwired. Now you might be wondering why I've chosen this, and the answer is simple: 6th Sense. This counters 6th Sense, and considering the majority of people are going to be using it, Hardwired in my opinion is essential for search and destroy. And in tier 3, I've gone for Dead Silence. You can maybe throw in awareness if you really wanted to, but I personally think Dead Silence is more important so you can sneak around the map like a stealthy little ninja. And then I just have on one frag grenade, always useful, and that is my best class setup for search and destroy. So I really hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you use these tips I gave you and you just practice in search and destroy, you will become a better player, I can absolutely guarantee that. Also, give my class a go, maybe change a few things around to suit what works for you, but definitely try that out. And if you did enjoy the video, make sure to comment down below and share the video to anyone who you think might be interested. This has been Gaming God, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video. Peace out, guys.